Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week for your ta-da, new spread. It's not really a new one, it's just the old one is back because obviously as the world starts to move forward again, this spread suddenly starts to become a bit more relevant. It starts to become a bit more, relevant for the times that we're moving into. So the Fool card, new things, new places, new people, new energy, new stimulus. This is infusing your entire week. So I'm going to say this to you, especially because it's your kind of like your key to the week. This basically says to you that all bets are off, right? Don't expect anything because the second you zig, everything's going to zag. It's going to be one of those weeks where you kind of just have to go with what is and allow things to unfold as they want to. Now, the Fool card tends to bring new things, new places, and new people into your life or into your lifescape. So for your actions and options, it's bringing you possibly so for some of you, this might be a week where you decide that you want to move. Maybe the current environment is not as favorable as you would like it to be. It does suggest that there is a release of some sort of a burden for sure, but this actions card is about what you do. So this week it could be that you kind of get to a fever pitch point where you say, you know what, enough is enough. This is me choosing to leave. For some of you, this will be in terms of a job. For some of you, I actually feel like this is in terms of a family situation. I feel like maybe something has taken you to the edge. Maybe you've given a lot of time and energy to it, and this is now you at the point where you're saying, you know what, no more. I can't do this anymore. I won't do it anymore, or rather, I won't be a part of carrying what doesn't really belong to me. What is actually for somebody else. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad energy, actually. It's nice because it means that you're relieving yourself of some sort of a burden. This is about you kind of drawing a line in the sand, so to speak. For your communications and conversations, you have the Ace of Swords, right? So this is great. It's a new beginning for you this week. It looks like a lot of you are looking at new employment. It looks like a lot of you are looking at different ways for you to do the current job that you can do. Maybe a lot of you are considering, if you can do this whole work from home thing on a consistent basis or on a long-term basis. But I will say this to you, it looks like this week is going to kick off an entire month's worth of job hunting and also looking at what your career actually is shaping up to be. And ultimately, in terms of connections and communications, like how you're interacting with people, this is about you making some swift decisions. It's about you kind of deciding to go ahead and say to yourself, you know what, the work or the career area now needs to change, and I am seeking that. Good for you. For your money and materials, you have the Eight of Wands. So this is great because as you're putting the feelers out for new work, new job opportunities, maybe something that you can do that fits around your current experience, your money and materials suggest that it is coming in from one of these opportunities. So whatever feelers you're putting out just this week, it is going to bring you some sort of result. But remember, the Ace of Swords is a period of 1 month. So whatever it is that you're gaining back, it might just be at this point an interview stage. So it may very well be that it comes to fruition at a later date, say maybe the end of the month going into sort of like the middle of June, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Your Eight of Wands as well in terms of your materials, so like home life and stuff. A lot of you, look at this, right? You're moving or choosing to move or wanting to move to a more rural area, a place that feels like it is more aligned to you, maybe spiritually, maybe physically. There's something about your energy this week that feels like it's reaching for a more natural setting. Remember, your money and materials isn't just about your finances, it's also about your health and your home. So it does look like in some way, shape or form, things are definitely, you are ramping this up because there's a change that you're willing to make. It does look like like a lot of you are gearing up to move though. And I'm seeing a lot of this. I mean, 2021, I actually feel like is going to be a year of mass migrations. I feel like a lot of people are just going to be going to various different places and changing a lot of that. For love and romance, you have the Page of Cups. You couldn't ask for any more. If you are single, this is a week where you are feeling loved and lovable. This is a week where you are feeling like sort of like in your For those of you that are partnered, this bodes really well because it means that you and your partner are actually on the same wavelength this week. It means that you guys are really connecting at a heart level. It may be that some of you are having a bit of a heart to heart. Maybe some of you are deciding, what is the next move for us? Where do we go from here? Now, for a select few of you, you will at the moment be separated from a partner, whether that's because they were on a business trip, maybe they live in a different, part of the place or whatever. This is about you guys finding ways to align with each other even though you can't necessarily be in or sharing the same space. And that's a really beautiful energy because it looks like you guys are really working through the distance and you're kind of saying, you know what, it doesn't really matter to me so much that we're not together in the immediate sort of, now. If anything, what it's actually giving you is a stronger bond. This really, for you guys that are separated at the moment from partners, it really is that absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of energy. And I really like this for you because what it's giving me, or what it's telling me for you, is that you have, there is true alignment there. For those of you that are single, this could be a very lovey-dovey week. Remember, we do have a Venus retrograde, so this is not necessarily a time to get hot and heady and serious with anybody. It's just a time to test the waters, to put your toes in and see, does this feel like the right person for me? Do I feel like we are, are we in it together? Is this the right space for my, is this the right space for my heart, for my energy? And remember, all of this is through the guise of the Fool card. So for your actions, this is bringing you, this understanding that your current, the way that things are being done, or the way that people are used to seeing you behave or pick up the slack, is not working. For your communications, this is bringing new job opportunities or possible new ideas of what you can do for work. It's welcoming in that energy of where we go from here, what we can do now, what is going to be possible from now on. With your money and materials, this is this is a new stream of revenue. So it could be that you are going after a different job. Maybe you're going after something that has a more physical slant to it, as opposed to something that's like clerical or something like that. But it does look like a lot of you, especially through this side of the reading, it looks like a lot of you really are gearing up to make a big change when it comes to your home, when it comes to where you live. And then finally, your Fool card with the love and romance. So yeah, for those of you that are single, it does look like you're welcoming somebody new into your life. My biggest piece of advice on that front is take your time with it. Don't rush into anything. Be open to what comes, but don't bang, it's one of those cliches, isn't it? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And for those of you that are partnered, this is about you guys saying to yourselves, you know what? This is where we make a change. This is where we go into or onto something different. So I like this for you guys. I actually really do. I think it's a good spread. I think there's a lot of change in the air for you. The Fool card has a very sort of fast, powerful dynamic to it, and it very often brings in big changes or things that we don't necessarily see coming, or anticipate, so to speak. So all bets are off when you see the Fool card, right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care. I'll see you soon.